Alright, what is up guys? JaretCampisi back with the Teener Wieners and my good buddy Dado. Welcome back to the channel. Today's a really exciting video because we're officially starting our Lamborghini Ducati Panigale build and I cannot wait. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So some of you who saw our videos in Miami with this bike, you might be saying, well Jaret, didn't you kind of already start this build? Yes, we actually did. We sent this bike along with our carbon BMW down to Miami to hang out with Manny from Modal Million, who was a sponsor for the channel, and he actually got to ride our completed BMW M1000RR, which was the first time he ever got to ride a fully completed motorcycle. And then he actually got to start the first mods on this bike, which is really special because without him, we wouldn't be doing these crazy builds like we are. And don't forget, this is our next giveaway motorcycle. So if you want to help support this project, be entered to win this bike, patreon.com/Campisi Customs. It's always the first link in the description below. But like I said, even though we started mods on this bike, it doesn't really feel like an actual real build until it's here at Dado's garage. So today we're going to be pushing this bad boy inside. We're going to be doing the first service and the build is officially gonna begin, because after that we're doing a dyno run and then we're tearing into this thing with the exhaust, and it's gonna be really, really special. So let's get this bike inside and get started. You might be noticing that it's incredibly dirty. That's because when we delivered the BMW to Don, I got caught in a rainstorm on the way home. So
I forgot about that.
It was raining dirt. I don't know why it's so dirty, but here we go.
The wheels are nasty. You got back here some dirt.
Yeah, I know.
The tank, Dado cleaned up the front. Oh, you got dirt splatter all here.
Manny just messaged me today and said the tank, the carbon tank from Full 6 is on its way. Ooh. So we're gonna have all the carbon for this. We're gonna be getting a whole custom paint scheme. Woo! And it's gonna be our most expensive bike that we've ever done. We're estimating it's gonna be around $100,000 by the time we're done, and we're gonna give this bike away. So there she is up on the lift. Let's get to work.
Woo!
All right, first order of business. We got BTT, aka Teener Wieners, aka Christina K.
Not much to unbox in this one.
No, it isn't. But don't forget, she's got all kinds of spicy links. They're always in the comment section below. Yeah.
I haven't had that one back
The TikTok got deleted yet again.
3 weeks ago.
It got banned, but yet there's dudes on there with literally their cocks out.
Oh my gosh.
We can't even show. I can't even show you guys. Full on wiener out. How many views did it have?
101.2 million.
100 million views, totally fine. She wears bikinis and gets banned.
Guidelines was out of service that day.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So if anyone can help get her TikTok back, as in you know somebody who works there,
coming in a month.
Please let us know, because I think after 90 days it gets like permanently deleted. And she had about 900,000 followers, or well over 800,000. 3 years of work, and we just keep getting freaking stuff deleted. It's really annoying. So. Yeah, that's what we got to deal with. Anyway, today on the docket, we're doing the first service.
Oil change.
So we went to Warhorse of Camp Hill,
on the dyno,
which is now a Ducati authorized dealer, which is freaking awesome. Don't worry about Dado putting his stuff away in the background.
So they give you 1 gallon,
there you
1.05.
Motul 300V.
At 100.
Guess the price of this right here in the comment section below. Yeah, I remember when I used to get my CRV oil change, and for a grease and oil change, and like whatever it was, like that service, it was $30, $29.99, just for the oil for our just for the oil for our Ducati. How much was it? $101. $100. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So
you need 1 gallon.
This is the best oil they have. Obviously, we want full synthetic Motul.
Yeah. Rider.
Yep.
So that's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it is very nice.
You're gonna need a crush washer because you have to replace it.
Yeah.
It's one and done. So you use it and then you replace it.
Yeah.
This comes in around $1 something, $2.
You don't know that.
I looked at the receipt.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
So I was there with you. You may not have been paying attention, but
I don't. I just hand him my card and cry. I've already spent over $40,000 on this build, just for the bike and the exhaust.
Come on, guys, he needs the support. There's not a lot of people, so your chances are pretty.
Very good right now.
And then you're gonna need a filter. This comes in at around $30.
Is that how much it was?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy,
so
Dado?
in total, you're looking over 130 bucks, and then
for oil change.
You're telling me this, and I do the oil changes all the time.
I know.
How stupid expensive
I know.
stuff is.
But you don't use this oil,
and then
do you?
You got labor. So.
I have, I think, some of that, and that's what I use for most of my bikes.
Okay.
There you go. That's how
you get rammed. That's how. Yeah. That's how her beehole. That's how her beehole feels right now. All right, let's get to work. All right, as is customary in the Dado made garage, we have to do a cheers anytime we start a new build, or
anytime
we see each other. cheers to the new project. Somebody's gonna be winning a $100,000 fully custom Lamborghini inspired Ducati Panigale.
Let the games begin.
Let the games begin, baby. This tastes like Kool-Aid
Straight
for
juice.
adults.
It's straight juice.
That's like adult Kool-Aid right there. I don't know if you've ever had it, but it's phenomenal. So as I mentioned, first service, the most important part of a first service is basically getting that oil out of there. It is normal oil. They don't do break-in oil in the Panigales, but it is all of the breaking in of the components that are gonna be in that oil. So you wanna get that oil out of there. So we're gonna do that. And then I wanted to show you guys, if you saw my Lamborghini Diavolo new chain and sprocket setup, look at how funny this looks, because this is actually the exact same chain and sprocket, the stock ones that they use. Well, it might not be the exact same part. I don't know if it would work from the Diavolo to the Panigale, but look how funny that looks now after seeing mine. I think we're gonna use that exact same setup on this bike, the blacked out Duca bike Super Sprox chain and sprocket setup. Because I thought it looked absolutely incredible, and I want all of the accessories on this bike to be black because I want the paint scheme and the carbon and all that stuff to stand out, and I don't want all the accessories to be standing out on this bike. So I'm up in the air whether I want to try and attempt to do something about these forks, if we want to maybe wrap them. I'm not going to anodize them because that's going to be taking this whole thing apart and it would just be a nightmare. And I'm not sure if I want to do something with this either. Ideally, I would love them both to be black, this to be black and that to be black, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that or not. We'll see. We could definitely powder coat this black. Probably be a bitch getting it out, but that's Dado's problem. So let me know what you think. Do you think we should try and do something about the forks and the shock, or do I leave them both and they match each other and just say screw it? So as Dado's pulling the, we're gonna pull both sides off. You probably don't need to, but we're just going to, so we have easier access.
I think we do.
Yeah, for the lower end here. Dado and I were saying you can smell a new Ducati. They smell different, like how they have that new car smell. Ducati, ever since they are under Audi ownership, I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but there is a new Ducati smell now, especially for the Panigales, which I think, him and I think it has something to do with the heat shielding that's on the other side of these fairings.
You know what it smells like? Electrical problems, because Audi owns it now.
That's messed up. Hey, my R8 hasn't had a single issue, buddy. What?
It hasn't.
No, it hasn't. Every time I want to ride it, drive it. Every time I want to ride my R8, I just jump on top of it, ride it around. But yeah, we're gonna remove both these lower fairings. Oh, if you guys have noticed that new Ducati smell on the newer models, let me know, because it's amazing when you smell it, except when it's sitting in your garage, because sometimes it smells like gasoline. That one I don't like so much. So that's coming off, and I was showing, what is it? Is it that? I thought it was that.
I can't smell it. It might be the packing in the exhaust. I don't know. Smell that. It doesn't smell like anything. You know? Maybe it's this soft
stuff up there, but isn't that the same kind of stuff?
No, it's not.
It's not?
I think it's definitely
Is it that?
It's the foam.
The foam, yeah. So anyway, that was the last thing he had to unhook right here. Remember, this is a...
You just lift on this little rubber piece.
Someone told me that goes to the, what's this called? The quick shifter to keep it cool, but that's not going to the quick shifter, right? Where is that going to?
I'll get a flash.
Maybe the sensor or something for the quick shift? It's flowing air to something.
It's probably right up to your butthole. That's what that hole
Trying to keep your bee-hole from burning up. Yeah, I don't know where that's going. It looks like it's going in there somewhere. When we do the exhaust video, we'll find out exactly where that goes. If anyone knows where that goes, let me know.
So we were following this duct back here, and it goes into a electronic sensor. And I was reading the back of the sensor. I think it's a crankshaft position sensor. It says high temperature right on the back of it. So that sensor must get so hot that they have like a little duct that cools the sensor, which is really freaking weird.
That is crazy.
Hey, Ducati's figuring out ways to cool off their
they're trying.
Extreme fire hazard of a bike.
Like adding the fins on the bottom too, for trying to, people keep saying they're gonna just keep adding fins all over the bike until it doesn't even have fairings anymore.
Just have like stickers that look like fairings. Everything's open.
Okay, so as Dado was pulling off the right-hand side lower belly fairing, he noticed this line right here, which looks like engine oil. And then he also noticed, he started feeling around in there and he felt some oil right there. And
see it?
Yeah.
There's a little on my finger. This was loose.
Yeah, literally he said it was like finger tight, not even. So like this is supposed to be basically tightened down with crush washers, and that's what seals it. And Dado literally gave it one turn and it was barely tight at all. So this is the point of a first service. This is the kind of stuff you're looking for because it happens, you know what I mean?
Examine things. Even
look
from
around.
Factory, if you look, they mark stuff when they tighten it. And things happen. Sometimes things get loose from heat or cold, and you're supposed to check torque of the things.
Yep.
Really, you're not supposed to. It's not in this first service to check oil fittings, but we found it, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank God they didn't blow out.
Yep.
So I don't know if there's any more.
That would have been bad.
No, it's pretty dry now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep an eye on that guy, and then we'll pretty much check everything while we're underneath here. So
That's the reason why Dotto is so thorough when he's doing stuff.
that's why my shop's.
You'd be shocked how much stuff he finds straight from the factory, things that aren't even tightened down. Sometimes ABS stuff, you know, it's crazy.
It happens.
Yep, it happens. So next thing we're gonna do is probably cover some stuff up, and then they changed this. That used to be actually at the bottom. Now they put it here, which is kind of annoying because when you unscrew it, it shoots oil into the exhaust there, which is super annoying.
You did that?
Why?
Think about it. If you bottom out a bike and the plug is
Oil
on the bottom,
cap.
it's gonna rip the plug
Yeah.
out. Where if it's a smooth pan, you have less of a chance of doing
Bottoming it out.
that. So this one's, it's actually, I like how it's pointing to the back instead of down. That way if you do skim the pan, it doesn't shear this off. So
Okay.
I'm guessing that's why they did it, but. All right, first things first, undo the oil
Crack
cap.
the cap.
Crack of the kappa.
Crack
And we do this because we want the air to flow through here and push the oil out so it drains faster. Then I have this little tool, instead of using foil, this thing bends and allows you to funnel or cover stuff. So I just cover the exhaust. See how that's actually pretty clean.
It is.
Probably because this thing has like 3 miles on it.
Yeah, we did it a little bit early. I try to keep the bikes as low mileage as possible. So putting the first 600 miles on the bike is usually the most miles we put on the bike. So I try to put as little as possible. I can tell when the bike feels like it's broken in, and it feels like it's broken in right now. So I thought it was a good time to do it.
So now that that's away from there,
Yeah, that oil is brand new, clean
and then
oil.
what we can do,
We should be able to see. Where's the cap? Where's the, here, yeah, see the shavings? Want to grab that?
sheet of shavings.
Sheet of shavings? Yeah, that's a typical amount of shavings. And that thing's magnetic to catch that.
First shave after the winter.
Uh-huh, not too bad. The oil looks good. So we're gonna let this drain. You're supposed to let it drain for, I think, like an hour or maybe even more.
I'm gonna take it off the rear stand actually, so the pan is tilted back a little bit.
Okay, that's a good idea. All right, so for pulling the filter on the Ducatis, they're the bolts that hold it on, which are the original bolts. And then Dotto actually saved some bolts that we use that are fatter that actually thread in and push this off of and away from the filter housing and allow you to pull it out a lot easier because you don't really want to be like jamming shit in there to break it loose. And Dotto actually labeled these and kept them Ducati oil filter extraction bolts. So we're doing some extracting here. Sounds like a high-end
operation.
Yeah, a very high-end job. So that's what he's gonna do now is push those in. And
Here, I'll show you real quick.
Okay. How it works.
So yeah, the bigger bolts, they thread through the plate, and then watch as I hit it.
Pushing it off.
Yeah. Now you have to do it incrementally to all of them.
And that's what
Don't do it too much on one because it'll crack the plate. So we'll do a little bit here. Pulls the plate apart.
There you go.
Now I'm gonna wait to get this underneath.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't blow oil everywhere.
All right, and then you can more easily remove that, and then we can reach up in there and grab the filter after that too. You can see it up in there. We're gonna let this drain for a little while though, so we can get as much of this I call it break-in oil, you know what I mean, of the break-in oil out of there as possible. Look at that, super cool. So while this is draining, Dotto wanted to put his magnet in there and see if there were any other larger shavings because there was really barely anything on the actual, what is that, drain bolt? Mm-hmm. And you can see a little bit, if you actually look in there, the discoloration, that's metal shavings that have basically like disintegrated kind of, right? That's what that is?
They're so fine ground.
Yeah.
But if you look here, that's what the other...
Tiny amount of shavings on there. So, I mean, I beat the piss out of this bike breaking it in. You guys saw I was doing 200 plus miles an hour.
I will tell you,
totally fine.
Not that some of you care about my opinion, but some of the best engine builders that I've known, they break the new engines, built engines, brand new bikes, you know, track bikes, drag bikes, they're all broken in right on the track. You just take them out as soon as the engine's built, warm it up, take it down the track, beat it to hell, come back, dump the oil, and then run it.
Yep. And those are engines that are torn down and looked at, right?
Yeah, so my old head machinist, he was building like KZ1000s, and he would take it out on the track, beat the living hell out of these motors that have 0 miles on them that he just built. He'll dump the oil and then run them again. And then when he does the breakdowns, the engine looks like it's never been turned on.
There you go.
It's like absolutely perfect.
Yep.
So.
I think the main thing is though, he did say warm it up. You still warm it up first.
Yes.
Every time I rode this bike, I made sure it was properly warm and like up to temperature before I did any sort of hard riding. And I never even took it to red line, even when I was riding fast. That's just a personal thing. But yeah, there you go. All right, so we let enough oil drain. He's gonna pull the filter, and I'm sure it's gonna look pretty good, which it does.
There's a piece of metal.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It looks like from a thread.
Okay.
But anyways, it's a paper element. It's very heavy. Look at that. There's metal on there.
Oh shit, you're right.
From the brake-in.
Internals.
Look, there's, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Look at that on my finger.
Yeah.
There's
That's some of the.
Look at that chunk in there.
That's what this is for. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
Yep.
So that's why you want to do the first service. Yet another reason why you do the first service, because it's grabbing pieces like that. I mean, there's no way for that to really flush back up into the engine, right?
Yep.
So once they're down there, so that's good. But it'll be good to swap it out. We have a brand new one right here with a new crush washer as well. All right, so we've been letting this thing drain for a while. We're pretty much ready at this point to put the drain plug back in, put the new filter in, and then put some oil in it. Before we do that, Dado is actually cleaning off the drain plug because they use special Ducati bond. I don't know what the heck it's called.
To be honest with you, this special drain
Honda
bolt,
bond?
it's actually black RTV. That's what it is.
There you go.
To keep it, just to keep the thread sealed, that's all it is.
Yeah, so he's gonna make sure it's all cleaned off, and then we'll probably use a little bit ourselves, and I'll mention that once we get there. All right, you got the drain plug on and tightened down. Next, he's gonna insert the new filter. You can see how nice that looks.
You gotta make sure it clicks.
There it is.
There's a click.
And now we can put back on the filter housing, whatever cover, whatever you want to call it.
Make sure this is clean, thoroughly clean.
Yeah, especially that surface at the bottom.
Yep.
That's what he's talking
And
about.
then this, on some motorcycles, the plate you have to put sealant on. This one has 2 O-rings. Make sure those are thoroughly clean and free of debris. And also this surface here, because if this even has a tiny little grain on it, it'll sit crooked. And then before you put it up, make sure you lubricate this with clean oil. Okay. And then it should press right in there.
All right, it's that time. Adding some of our expensive $100 a gallon oil. Only the best for our Ducatis.
$100 a gallon?
Isn't that what that is?
It's $101.99.
Oh, $101.99, okay, fair enough. So I'm just watching the sight glass over here while he fills it. It should be pretty much, and I think it's 4.1 quarts, which is almost a gallon, right? Something like that. I don't know, I'm throwing stuff out there. But you just watch it on the sight glass. We took it off the rear stand so that it is completely level. And we're just gonna watch it until it fills up and then start the bike up and then add a little bit more as needed. You guys know the drill. If you've seen the videos, you should know it by this point. There, it's coming in, Dado. Right there. It's good right there.
It's gonna need a lot more than that.
Yeah, I know that it will, but normally you want to fill it all the way up through the sight glass, and then when you start it up, it's gonna get it through all the different areas, and then you'll have to put a little bit more in there. Yeah, it's pretty much filled, so that's perfect. All right, time to fire this bad boy up for the first time with the new oil and filter.
I'm not gonna run it long.
No, I know, just enough to scavenge it out. You guys can watch it here. There it goes, and it's gone. Perfect. Okay, so that's where it settled. It's right at the minimum line. So now he's adding a little bit more, and it's right there, Dad. That's good.
I already stopped.
Okay, perfect. There you go. It's at the basically right at the beginning of the top line, which is exactly where we want it. And again, we always keep our eye on this stuff, and you guys should too when you do your oil changes. After you ride the bike a little bit, park it on a level surface, check your sight, and make sure that it's still good to go. All right, we got the oil topped off, sitting perfect. Next, we're gonna clean off the rear wheel, and we're gonna do the chain, clean the chain, check the tension, all that kind of stuff. There's a whole checklist of things we're going through, like checking caliper bolts, checking brake pads, axle nuts, you know, all the major things that you can see and touch and feel. They want you to check brake fluid, clutch and brake fluid. Yeah, you're just kind of going over the whole thing. I don't want to show everything because honestly it's a little bit boring, and you guys have seen us do 13 first services.
Hey, something new
at this point,
which we did earlier, is you can actually go on Ducati's website and plug in your VIN number, and it'll tell you if there's outstanding recalls, any kind of
servicing that needs to be done, which is really cool. That's done right on the Ducati website right now, or you can use it on the Ducati app, which I have on my phone, which is super cool. So yeah, we're gonna go through all that stuff right now. We're gonna throw the fairings back on, and that's pretty much gonna be it. In the next video, we're gonna be doing the stock dyno on this bad boy. I'm very excited to see what it's gonna put down. All right, there she is. Got the panels back on. We're gonna wipe the bike down. Did all the stuff for the first service, and she's ready to go for the stock dyno. And I'm really, really excited. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to be entered to win this bike, patreon.com/Campisi Customs. It's going to be a fully custom Lamborghini inspired Ducati Panigale. It's always the first link in the description below. Thank you, Dado, for your hard work. I appreciate it as always. Thank you to Tina Wieners over here editing her TikTok videos that she has no place to put them. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big old juicy thumbs up, subscribe for more, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.